What's up, blockchain gang? This is Danny Draghi with an update on one of my projects that I've been following for quite a while, named Monsta Infinite. They came out with an update on their Discord yesterday, and it's titled, A Voice from the CEO of Monsta Infinite, Jim Tan. And the byline is, this letter is written by CEO of Monsta Infinite, Jim Tan, to address his concerns for Monsta Infinite. Only, when I read the article yesterday after it first came out, it didn't look exactly like this. There were a few subtle changes. Tell me if you can find the differences. A resignation letter from the CEO of Monsta Infinite, Jim Tan. This letter is written by CEO of Monsta Infinite, Jim Tan, to address his resignation from Monsta Infinite. That's right, folks. You heard it. The CEO is stepping down. Let's dig into this article and find out exactly what happened. What went wrong? What caused this? I want to address the entire community that I'm aware of your concerns and frustration. There's been a loss of confidence due to numerous factors, from the delays of our game to the worrying price of money and Monsta NFTs, as well as the pessimistic sentiments of the entire crypto industry. The entire market has been bearish, with the GameFi industry losing momentum, affecting Monsta Infinite to be on the downtrend. It has also been brought to my attention that the community has thought that the developer team has not been paying attention to the project and has lost the vision we originally had for Monsta Infinite. Therefore, I'm writing this letter to address my stepping down from the CEO of Monsta Infinite, as I have failed to execute my responsibility well. And that's honorable. You know, he's not blaming a bunch of other people. He's taking accountability. He's saying, I'm the captain. I'm the person in charge here. And since it's not going the way that I envisioned, I'm going to step down and let somebody who's more capable. That's all you can ask for in a leader who is unqualified. Even though I had foreseen that the project would undergo numerous mistakes and challenges, there were still hiccups during the progress that were unavoidable, and it affected the project more than I wished it would. Feel your pain, brother. I realized that we were not as transparent as we promised to the community we would be. And that is wrong, as the communities are part of Monsta Infinite, not only as stakeholders, but as the ecosystem of the project, and you deserve to know more. And that's an important sentiment, because what he's essentially saying is we wanted to tell people about the problems, but we were worried that it would hurt the price of money. And we didn't tell you anything, so that hurt the price of money. One lesson that I hope the team learned from this mistake is that even bad news is better than no news at all. Another part that was unforeseen was that we constantly had turnover in the project. Team members that came and left, as it was difficult to find talents that would suit the project. So, are you blaming the people who quit or your HR department? We also tend to neglect the fact that we could have turned to our community for help, which returns us to the challenge of providing transparency to the community. We should have opened up more to the community, not only to spread the good news, but to share the struggle and challenges we face so that you would know the latest updates and what to expect. Several products and services that we have released have not reached the level of quality we desire for the community, from issues on the marketplace to guides and support for the community. We constantly had challenges regarding the game as well, which led to the constant delays of not only the mini-game, but eventually affecting the main game. As we were developing the main game, we also conducted research on other GameFi in order to produce the perfect, sustainable ecosystem. We noticed that there is a trend when other GameFi projects rush their product to meet the timeline, the quality of the game would likely be at an unsatisfactory level. These would eventually lead to the entire gaming ecosystem failing and people losing confidence in the project. The damage towards the economies will then become permanent and beyond repair, with the economic model suffering from bot farms and unbalanced supply and demand. Now, I want to mention one of the main reasons why I followed this project is because they implemented a match 3 type system into their battling, so they basically claimed it was bot proof. They said that because the skill is going to be such a determining factor on the outcome of battles, that there is no possible way that a bot could mimic the CAPTCHA-like gameplay loop of the Match 3 system. And like I said, from playing Mirror 4, that got me really excited. Anyway, this tends to happen as other GameFi projects replicate their economy model and gameplay from conventional games into their GameFi, where they develop a huge supply of their in-game currency and items with no actual usage and utility, with no care on inflation. Hey guy, you know what adds a lot of actual usage and utility to your in-game currency and items? A game does. A game. Yeah, a game does. It will. It will. Every time. Every single time. Even though this concept does not have any issues with conventional games, it would be harmful to the GameFi ecosystem. It is important to develop a balance of supply and demand in the in-game currency in a GameFi to ensure the sustainability of its economic ecosystem. Now, I'm not saying that this isn't important. I am saying that you're not going to be able to predict what's going to happen in your game. Investors don't always do what's best for themselves, and they don't always invest amounts that they're okay with risking. And due to these emotional factors, these irrational factors, it is impossible for you to simulate that in any type of model that you can possibly conceive. But what you could do is create a video game. I bet you could probably, if you put your mind to it, you can probably create a video game. That's what I'm betting on anyway. We insist that the sustainability of the GameFi ecosystem is more important than the entertainment of the game, because you must be a f***ing moron. Do I have to say anything else? We insist that the sustainability of the GameFi ecosystem is more important than the entertainment of the game. So as long as it has a good economy, people won't care. They'll play it anyway. The entertainment is second. I think this is totally backwards, if you ask me. If there were any issues with the economic model of a game, the damage would be permanent and lead to the entire project failing to thrive in the GameFi industry. Do you know there are successful games out there that people play and they don't earn anything? Which tells me that the entertainment of the game is far more important than the sustainability of your economic model. It's like the chicken or the egg, a catch-22. What came first? A successful economic model or a successful gameplay loop that people enjoy? The economic model will stabilize around the game based upon the game's popularity. The game will gain popularity based on how fun it is to play the game, not based on how much people can potentially make on the game. The main reason for this is because the amount of fun somebody can have enjoying a game is relatively stable, and the amount of money that people can make on the game is completely dependent on how many people are playing the game. It's non-tangible. It's a variable that you cannot control because it's based on what people in the market are choosing to do with their own money. It's not based on what you developed for them to do. Unlike the Monsta wallet or the marketplace, where we constantly upgrade and modify the features after the release, the damage on the features would still be tolerable. So they're basically saying they could break their wallet and marketplace, no big deal. But we have to make sure something doesn't break the game. It was difficult reading the feedbacks of the community bashing and scolding us. Now, only scolding I've ever seen was, hey, when's the minigame coming out? Hey, do you know when the minigame's coming out? Hey, it's fourth quarter now. Any update on the minigame? Ho, ho, ho. Will Monsta Claus bring us a minigame for Christmas? Like, that's the level of scolding that is allowed on their censored Discord server. Nevertheless, I appreciate it as a sign of the community actually caring about the project. As a father to a son... the reason why there were harsh comments is that you want us to succeed. No, I don't want to be lied to. I mean, of course I want you to succeed, but if I have to be lied to, duped, and tricked in order for you to succeed, the bashing, scolding, and critics is part of my learning process, and the emotions evolved just proves that you care about the progress of this project just as much as I do. So wait, could I be the one? Could I lead the project? Could I become Monsta Infinite? I'm just as upset and angry as you are, not only towards the team members, but to every mistake we have gone through. This is because I am the biggest stakeholder for this project. Not just in staking money-wise, but to the fact that my name, Jim Tan, is tied to this project. I am Monsta Infinite. If anything goes wrong, not only does it affect my wealth, but my reputation. My legacy will go down with the project. No comment. I have been here since day one of this project. This project was the result of my ideas. Just like the father to a son concept, I care a lot about what happens to Monsta Infinite. Since the challenges and mistakes happen, I thought a lot about stepping down as I did not see myself fit to lead this project. But I couldn't find a successor that not only has the right skill sets, but the heart, vision, and faith towards this project like I do. According to whose standards? I care too much about this project than to just pass it to someone else, even if they would do a better job than you would. It is truly undeniable that I am Monsta Infinite. Stepping down is easy. It would be a relief from all the pressure placed on me by the expectations on this project. But that would mean I would be giving up on myself. This project is part of me and I won't give up. Whoa, what do you mean? I once heard a famous quote, "Dying is easy, living is hard." I find this quote very personal to me with this project. It is easier to just step down rather than to continue the struggles of continuing this project. But this is a part of me that I will not give up on. Therefore, I will correct my mistakes and continue my responsibility as a form of punishment for me having the thoughts of giving up. What? No matter how hard it is to continue, or how hurt I will be, I will continue to push on. So this dude is just beating himself up over this. Therefore, I will not resign from this position, but I will clickbait my entire community into believing that I resigned from my position with this article. I will continue to share the struggles and challenges to finish what I have started. First, I'll have to address the problems that this project faces. The developer team and I will work harder and place more effort to improve the project, providing the highest quality of product and service to the community. We will provide more transparency for the community by having weekly updates to keep you all informed on the latest progress. Now, I just want to stop for a second and say it is impossible to keep somebody informed on the latest progress unless you first inform them on the latest progress. You see, it's a two-step process. First, you lay down the base layer of information and you tell us what in the fuck is going on, okay? And then every week, you can keep us informed. You see, like on a rotation where you tell us what's going on, what you've done in the past week, where you are in your goals, your milestones, your roadmap. Like that's weekly updates. What you're saying is we need transparency and we're going to start giving you transparency beginning next week. We will continue to expand and recruit new talents that will help us ensure a better quality of work and product. We will rebuild the entire project from the very core. So, effectively, you've done nothing. If you're starting over, everything that you had done is worthless, and the project is beginning brand new. It's like a reboot. The first plan would be to build the actual game at a smaller scale to avoid neglecting the economics. We will emphasize more on optimizing the sustainability of the ecosystem. We will revamp the gameplay as well to match with the new economics. Our vision is not just to develop a successful game to go hand in hand with the Monsta Launchpad, Monsta Chain, and many more features in the future. We have already developed separate teams for every feature that will be introduced so that none of the features will be neglected. So, you have separate teams, you're sure they're not going to quit this time, and you're still hiring people. Check. Just wanted to make sure I understood. Gotcha. This has already proved beneficial with the latest Monsta Launchpad that allows the community to not only be exposed to other projects, but benefit from the Launchpad. From the latest League of Ancients event alone, the participants had access to purchase LOA tokens at an IDO price of 5 cents USD, which has not only allowed the participants to break even their capital after 10 days, but to constantly earn profit from the Launchpad event. Now this is super cringe, okay? Because let me break down real quick what he's bragging about, okay? For people on the Monsta Launchpad who staked an amount of money for 2 months, that means it's still locked up. They were able to purchase a limited amount of this 5 cent token. But the token, okay, is then locked up. It's vested over 200 days. So every day you get 0.5%. And after 200 days, all of your tokens will be unlocked. Now, to unlock these LOA tokens, there is a gas fee. So if you want to pay a couple of dollars every time you unlock them, you can do that, or you can save them up and unlock them all at one time, paying only one gas fee. Now, they were bragging so hard when it hit up here at $1.20, and of course it's done nothing but tumble down. It's like they're trying to trick people into thinking they're more successful than they really are. Because not only are your LOA tokens losing value, and remember, 200 days before you can actually withdraw all of them, or you can pay fees every time and withdraw them sooner and pay more of those gas fees, but you're also staked in that Smani price. And of course, that's not doing too well either. So 10 days to make up what you've lost in money, and to make up what you've lost in LOA, and to make up the gas fees you spent to unlock 5% of your total tokens is an outright lie. If you keep bringing this up, you are either stupid or you are literally just trying to scam people. We promise that Monsta Infinite will be the #1 NFT game worldwide, and having just a successful GameFi is not enough to reach that level. Just like we mentioned before, we plan on developing an entire gaming ecosystem for the future of GameFi. We've also decided to not set a timeline on the game launches, so we do not want to rush the process. We want to ensure that we made the perfect GameFi with solid and sustainable economics before we decide to announce it to the community. We have plans on boosting the marketing of the project as well. The marketing team has already made plans that will not only attract more players, but increase partnerships. These plans range from involving more animations to involving famous influencers and artists to help create more content for Monsta Infinite. There will also be a revamp on our website, which will accommodate better community interactions with proper guides for all newcomers and features, where we can release the latest updates for the community. The latest updates will include what we have done, what we've managed to achieve, and what challenges we're currently facing. I admit that currently this project is on a downtrend, with the market currently being pessimistic. But, like every action movie just before the climax, the main character has to go through his or her lowest point, the struggles and challenges, before they become victorious in the climax. The next scene for Monsta Infinite will be the climax. Ooh, I can feel it now. To prove my sincerity and commitment to this project, I'll be pledging 1,000 BNB worth of money from my own financials into a wallet address and publicly announce the wallet address. By December 31st, 2021, if Monsta Infinite does not reach the top 200 highest market cap in the entire crypto industry, the wallet will be used to distribute 1,000 BNB worth of money to every Monsta wallet that holds at least one Monsta of any kind. So really, you have to trust that he is going to keep his word, while also trust he's going to fail once again for this to be worth anything to you. And there's the wallet address. To further prove my commitment to this project, I'll be publishing my personal Telegram account number. I'm willing to accept any critiques and suggestions that can improve the project. I will personally reply to your messages one by one. I appreciate everyone that has been loyal to the project and willing to stay with us. As long as I have your faith, we'll continue to hustle and eventually reach the top of the crypto space. I don't doubt you will hustle, that's for sure. Just like any story of success around the world, as long as we are willing to go through the struggle and hardship side by side, eventually success and glory will be rewarded to those that deserve it. The greater the storm, the brighter the rainbow. It's really kind of off-putting that it's done in a letter. Like, was he typing this letter up with the intent to resign, getting halfway through, only to be like, you know what, I'm not going to resign, they should resign. It could have been delivered so much better if he would have sat in front of the camera on a live stream. It'd be great if he just worked himself into an emotional frenzy, talking about how much of a failure he was and how hard he tried, and then he just had an epiphany. And then he smashed a table or something and was like, fuck this, I'm not quitting, you quit. And that was the end of it. I've got a brilliant idea. And now they're going to actually start making a game instead of just, I don't know, pretending to do that. or whatever they've been doing the last 6 months. That's all I got on this project. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. I had a little fun with this one, but come on, what the fuck were you thinking? That's all I gotta say, Jintan. What were you thinking? Peace.